going over my castiel cosplay that I did for my first con ever. I'll be going over how I made my costume and what went into it and all that, and also a brief overview of some vloggy bits, I don't know, talking about the actual con as well. Since it was my first con, it was my first con, so that was really, really exciting for me. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the wings I made for my castiel cosplay for AICon. I actually didn't create these from like my own mind. I used Attribution Cosplay's tutorial on her YouTube channel, which will be linked down in the description. Make sure you go follow her because she does amazing stuff and awesome. And I basically followed her design for pretty much all of it except a couple of things that I tweaked, which is what I'm going to be going over in this section of the video. So these are the wings. They're in kind of like a half up position hanging in my dad's shed. This is just the space we found that they work the best in. So I'll show you kind of how they work. So we've got two kind of main pieces, and then they're attached with a spring to help with the pulling open. And then if we go down to the bottom corner, I suppose, we attached some string to there, which goes all the way up to the top one and through a little pulley. These are just some little pulleys, they're pretty good. And then down, crosses over the back plate and then around into, where is it? A handle. So these are the handles they're just kind of quickly put together with some fluff and duct tape. But they work pretty well, they take the tension off your hands, so that's good. With the pulleys, we added some WD-40, just some like silicone slippery spray stuff to them so that they, you know, moved properly and went up well. The only problem I had with this was it tended to actually make it too slippery, and this would get like, the string would get caught in the side of the pulley, which really sucked because it did that while I was on stage, but they still worked really, really well, and it was nearly impossible to pull up without the WD-40, so I definitely recommend it. Just don't go overboard with it. As you can probably tell, they're actually kind of starting to fall apart. The sections where I've glued on the sticks are just kind of falling off. You can see it was purple before I painted it. I used yoga mats. These are literally just, you know, a couple bucks yoga mats from Kmart, I don't know. And they worked really well actually. I'm very happy with it, and I just used hot glue for most of the securing, which lasted fairly well. I mean, most of them are starting to fall off now, but I don't really need them anymore. And if I ever have wings again, then I'm probably gonna make a different type. But it was really, really fun to make these for my first cosplay, and they did turn out really well, and they did what I wanted them to do, mostly. So this is the front side of the wings, kind of a little bit squishy. I'm just kind of squished between some stuff, but the front of the wings has the harness. So what we did was we've got over the shoulder straps, which then looped through the waist straps so that they were kind of like together. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. And there we go. And so they're kind of like that. And then that went over my shoulder, and this was around my waist. So that was pretty simple. This is from like a backpack, I think. So it's got like some squishy back padding stuff, and then these were just off like a bag or something, I don't know. And then they're just secured with some staples and lots of duct tape, and these have like a bunch of screws because they came off. But they worked really well, and it's quite comfortable actually, despite being quite heavy. And then you can see the handles kind of come around the front and sit there.
Probably a good idea at this point in time. There's like demons and stuff everywhere. It's crazy. More like Lucifer. Okay, I'll leave that one to you. Your outfit is amazing. I've got to ask, how long did it take to do the wings? What? Oh, your wings are amazing. Can you actually fly with them, or?
Can you see my wings?
Yeah. Should I not be able to?
Are you an angel?
I'm just going to leave that as an open question. And would you like to get some more photos for the audience? Thank you very much. I'm not an angel. That's not true.
So overall, these worked really well for me. A couple of things is I tried all different paints to paint these. They turned out really well, but I started off with spray paint, and for some reason the spray paint just wouldn't dry. It was sticky for a week, and so I decided that just wasn't going to work. So I repainted them all with acrylic paint by hand, which was not fun. It took forever, and that works pretty well. It's not really sticky, except that in the heat they start to stick together. As you can see with these ones over here, they're literally stuck. And the day of the con was 25 degrees or something, and I was wearing 4 layers, and it was so heavy and it was really hot. I didn't have too much issue on the day with them sticking together, but that does happen and it's kind of annoying. But it was something I just got through. It was alright. And apart from that, they worked really well again, apart from the pulleys getting a bit jammed occasionally. Yeah, they were really cool, and I think the design worked really well for me. So with my costume, I have a tie. This is, I think it's technically black, but it's kind of navy. I realized that most of the time, Castiel actually has a blue tie, but I didn't realize that's literally wore tie, so I kind of just ignored that. And of course you have to tie it backwards for it to be accurate to the character, because he doesn't tie apparently. And I had a basic kind of just formal type shirt. This is a women's one, so it's kind of got puffy sleeves and pleats on the front and stuff. I don't know. It worked for what I needed it for. I went with a short sleeve one because it was really hot at the con, so it wouldn't have been much fun wearing long sleeves along with 2 other jackets and a harness. So the way I got the harness to go through was I cut slits into here, into the sides, so the waist buckle that came around here actually went in through all the layers, and then underneath my shirt and clipped up. So that's how I did that. It was cool. The blazer is just black formal blazer. It's pretty cool. I really like this blazer actually. It was kind of sad that we had to cut holes in it. But again, we just put the holes in the side for the straps to go through. And then my trench coat, which is the signature Cass item of clothing. I got this off of eBay, I think. Yeah, eBay for $20 I think, which is really lucky. It's not perfect for Cass, but it's a beige trench coat. It works really well. We tried to iron it. You can tell it's really kind of wrinkled, and yeah. We tried to iron it about 5 times, and it just didn't really work. So we're kind of thinking maybe that's why the people were selling it in the first place, because it was just really creased, and I don't really know. We tried all different things and nothing seemed to work, but it's okay. It worked fine. So this also has the holes inside for the side buckle, but then it also has these holes under here. One on this side, one on that side. So that's where the shoulder straps came through. They came underneath the jacket, and then they just tied through my waist one, and just kind of, I hid them behind my blazer because they weren't really noticeable at all, which was really lucky. you put together a cat's costume. I mean, the basics of the costume is really, really simple. It's a suit and tie with a trench coat. The wings are a little bit more complicated, as you saw. But yeah, I think it turned out really, really well. So. I take up too much space. Say hello, Alyssa. Hi. I just put my finger in front of the lens because I'm smart. I don't know how to hold this properly. It's kind of awkward. Oh my god, I can see my own shadow. This is weird. Hello, shadow. That is me. Yeah. There's much if. Say hello, Kiri. Kakashi has covered its face, and then there's, well, I don't know, you're like a guy character, but you're a girl being a guy. Yeah, there's no little Alyssa. Alyssa says hello. Alyssa. And these are my wings that are broken, yay. But we'll fix them anyway. They didn't win. But I'm still pretty happy with how things went, so that's cool. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back from AICon 2017. So it's been really, really fun experience. My first con ever, my first cosplay, and so that's been really, really cool. And my wings hung back up in my dad's shed. Kind of disappointed that they got stuck halfway up, but it was still really, really fun, even though I didn't win anything. And I'll definitely have another go in the competition next year, so. But yeah, it's been really, really fun with some friends, and it's really exciting, so yeah. This was my first con ever, like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to go to one for so long. And this is actually the only one they hold in my area, AICon. Don't really remember what it stands for. It's something anime something. I don't know. It's got a large focus on anime, but it's all pop culture kind of things. As you know, I actually ran into another castiel there, and Sam and a Dean. So many other things from other shows and books and all that. Definitely not limited to anime, which I was kind of scared about because I'm not really into anime that much. Yeah. So when we got there, like me and two friends went. Most of it, another friend came a bit later. But when we got there, we got our passes, which look like this. They're pretty cool. It just says weekend on it, weekend pass. I think the day ones were like a bracelet instead. But yeah, that's really cool. You keep this because memories and stuff. And I found a tip from I don't remember who, a Cosplay channel at some point a while ago that said that when you get your pass, it's really good to have pockets or something that you can put in, so that it doesn't ruin your costume, so you're not walking around like with some crazy stuff on with a bloody like pass on you. So I just kept mine in my pocket with like my wallet and my camera and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's really cute. I like it. I like mine with stuff on. Yeah, the con itself was really fun. All the stalls were like booths, I think they're called, were really, really interesting. There was like live action role playing booths with like big swords and stuff, and then with a like a worldwide cosplayer, his name's River. guest there, so it was really awesome. He was really lovely, and yeah, there was all sorts of lovely things. There was like some nerdy Harry Potter stalls, and there was actually a supernatural one, which was so cool. I bought a really cute supernatural mug from there. As for like the panels and stuff, I didn't really actually go to any. They weren't really what I was interested in. Like I said, I'm not really into anime. But it's really cool for the people who are, and yeah, there was plenty to do. I spent, I think about 4 hours on the first day, maybe a little bit less, I can't remember. But I spent quite a big amount of time there. And the second day was the day of the cosplay competition. So I was with all the other contestants for 4 hours, and then I spent about an hour afterwards just chilling around looking at stuff again. Speaking of which, the cosplay competition was a lot of fun. It was a little disappointing that I didn't manage to win anything. Like, I spent 6 months making my wings, and I was really, really proud of them, and I was kind of hoping for maybe something. But I understand, like, there was some really, really good cosplays. I don't really agree with the judges' choosing. They were all amazing, but there was like 8 categories, I think. And yeah, I just thought there were a couple of better ones that deserved prizes as well. Not necessarily myself, but there were some amazing ones there. People who worked for like a year or more on their cosplays, and they didn't get anything. And I feel like with these kind of competitions where you spend like your entire day standing up, uncomfortable, just waiting for your 1 minute on stage, I think it would be good if they gave us maybe like a certificate of participation, as lame as that